Okie dokie, everybody. Welcome back. You're here at the Fox Den with Pater Voss, the Papa Fox, and we're going to continue playing Tyranny by Obsidian Entertainment. When we last left off, we had talked with this endearing fellow named Tyranny. He's just a bumbling old guy who really wants to just learn and be helpful, and I kind of relate to him. Anyways, we got here at night and found out that we couldn't really explore this place because there's a curfew. So let's go ahead and see what the day holds for us. Okay. Lovely. So how are y'all doing? I'm doing absolutely wonderfully. I have a belly full of popcorn and otherwise good food and some tofu and all of that stuff, and I'm feeling much better. There we go. Erasmus. Who is this person? I don't know. And he is with Lethian's Crossing. A young man squints at the bottles in front of him. He picks them up, shakes them, and sets them down, dissatisfied at every examination. What is fennel pollen or rhubarb root? Or was it fennel pollen or rhubarb root? He catches sight of you and stops his search. Hello, traveler. Something I can do for you? What are you looking for? My wife took fever recently, burning temples and an awful rash. She's a tough one, but I wanted to get her some medicine. I know that boiled silverthorn works well, but that's a few rings too many for me. There must be an alternative. Elderbark is what you want. Almost as potent as silverthorn, but a lot more plentiful. You could probably buy it for a song. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm quite worried about my wife, and these herbs will really help. Is there anything I can do? Anything I can help you with? It's the least I can do. I have a few questions. Of course. Thanks to you, I can spare a moment before getting these herbs back to my wife. What would you like to know? What do you think of the Forgebound? No qualms here. I was a bit nervous having them in town at first. You have to understand, we fared better than most during the conquest. Kyros' war raged on elsewhere, so none of his armies marched through the South Haven. But who knew if the Forgebound would attract attention from the Archons or the Brotherhood raiders? They proved me wrong. Nobody attacked the village after they arrived. When Cassandra isn't training them, the Forgebound help us out wherever they can. Can't say I'm a fan of the curfew they enforce, but it's a fair trade for their services. Do you have any opinions about Cassandra? I have no issue with her, truth be told. I've never really spoken to her. You can hear her barking orders at her apprentices at all hours of the day. I never felt comfortable interrupting their sessions, though I know some folks like Tyranny help them out from time to time. Perhaps you should ask him. And tell me about him, Tyranny. He's been in South Haven for a long time. Everyone knows him. He's a simple man, but about as good-hearted as they come. My father grew up with him right here, and he's always been kind. Tyranny doesn't have a trade to speak of, other than helping others. He'd probably go out and pick herbs for me if I ask him. He likes to stay near the village entrance and direct travelers most of the time. He's always assisting folks in the Forgebound. He's one of the few that are allowed to wander about during evening curfew. Of course, everyone knows he's smitten by the leader. He finds every excuse to be close to the Forgebound, and... okay, yeah, there we go. Tell me about this curfew. Cassandra demanded it. I guess the Forgebound dealt with raiders on their journey here, and don't ever want to be caught unawares again. It's a hassle, but I'd rather them here. Not like I need to be wandering around in the dark anyway. Excuse me. Oof. So aside from a few folks, most of us stay indoors come the evening. Cassandra's apprentices keep an eye out for intruders. After a full day's work, too. Theirs is not an easy trade. Very well. Okay, lovely. Okay, what do we have down here? Alright. Okay, Yasin. You see a tall figure with a patchwork sash of animal pelts slung across her shoulder. The skin on her sunburnt face melds with a pair of naturally flushed, freckled cheeks. She speaks energetically to two nearby villagers, animated in her depiction of a recent hunt. I had to crawl real low through the brush. Those critters have eyes like eagles, but are too deaf to hear their own farts. I got close enough to see its nose wriggling in the air. They can actually feel you coming that way, you know, but it was too late. One swift thrust later, it turned into dinner. She hears you approaching and spins around, spear held out playfully. Aha! Who goes there? Her laugh is hearty, but ends abruptly as she takes note of your appearance. Apologies, Fatebinder. I had no idea you were visiting us. Forgive the jest. I've been burdened with an overabundance of energy since childhood. One way or another, it comes out. She offers a purposely awkward curtsy. What can I do for you? What can you tell me about the Forgebound? Fine folk, as far as I'm concerned. Everyone around here is better off with them. Cassandra and her students keep me supplied with fresh spear tips and arrowheads, so my life's never been easier. They spend most of their time training, though. I think that's the real reason they're here, to pass on secrets from master to pupil in a safe place. Cassandra's a hard ass in more ways than one, but her students are better off for it. They certainly make short work of any of our requests. Nails, hooks, blades, whatever you can think of. Only old Lysis didn't take too kindly to their presence. That's interesting, but that's because he is a half-rate smith whose blades are as limp as he is in the sack. Oh my goodness. I like her. She has moxie. Anyway, I like them. I'm not too wild about the curfew they demanded, but okay, yeah, there we go. Anything else you need? What do you think of Cassandra? She's tough nut to crack, pounding steel for so long she's forgotten how to hang up the hammer and enjoy the other pursuits. I think she saw something in my enthusiasm, and we've all become steady pals. She's a much different person after she unwinds. Tough exterior, she's a master of napping. Okay, cool, got to maintain experiences. Cassandra's gravelight tools seem unique. Any chance she'd part with them? Doubt it. All she ever goes on about is chisels, moils, flates, tape, tempers. Who knew there was so much to know about wedges and with handles? If you need tools, ask her. I bet she'll make them for you to show off what she can do. But her tools? Seriously? Those are probably the only things in this world she genuinely loves. Okay, there we go. Farewell. I always need more information. Let's see what's in this crate. A whetstone. Well. Okay, I'll stop it. We'll probably have to head up here, but let's go ahead and see what's around the edge. Got some food.
Can't do that.
No? Okay, cool. You know, Eb, the voice actor for Eb sounds familiar. I'm gonna have to check the IMDb to see if I recognize any of the names. Anybody up here? But I can take some of this. Ooh, Minox's Grace, infamous. Okay, traitor. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll take that. Yeah, Nicodemus. Let's go ahead and pilfer this barrel and talk with him first. Then we will talk with the Master of Napping. And she doesn't look to be napping either. A barrel-chested man surveys the areas with a stern expression, eyeing you nonchalantly as you approach. A large horseshoe mustache traces the top of his mouth before racing down to his chin. When he speaks, the bristles nearly mask his lips. Well met, Fatebinder. What do you need? Who are you? Nicodemus, Cassandra's second. I have a few seasons under my belt, unlike these pups in the forge. He gives sideways glance back towards the work area. I watch over things when Cassandra has better things to do, which is always. What do you need? What can you tell me about what you do here? Oh, your leader, see me. Tough, but fair. Cassandra knows that teaching and napping are both acts of reduction. In the case of teaching, one chips away at ignorance. Some don't like our approach. Such tools are not fit for our guild. Or such fools are not fit for our guild. This is interesting. Chipping away at ignorance. So these guys, these people are basically librarians of stone, I guess, is a good way to look at it. What else do you need? Why are the Forgebound here? Ask Cassandra. She gives the orders around here. No point in me guessing at her meaning. Okay, that's all for now. Let's talk with Cassandra. Okay, Forgebound. A small group of Forgebound stand in conference around an older, gray-haired woman. Blue tattooed streaks trail down from her hairline, coming to rest upon a pair of eyebrows permanently fixed in a severe expression. She grasps a hunk of jasper and strikes it several times with a sharp piece of obsidian. The motion should feel rhythmic as you work the stone, as mundane as breath. Her sinewy biceps contract to control the force of each impact, keeping the jasper remarkably still. Listen to your senses. If the shape in your mind doesn't feel inevitable, then you're wasting your strength and my time. Noticing your approach, she halts her demonstration and waves off her apprentices. We'll continue this later. Fatebinder. She nods out of habit, a poor cover for her contemptuous tone. I thought our business with you had concluded. All that I helped build at the crossing lays dormant, thanks to you. You must have come here for a specific purpose, so what is it that you want? How did you end up here in Southaven? As Master of Knapping, it's my duty to build the forges that keep the others occupied. Bronze and iron are the guild's trademark, but stone's the foundation. When Kyros' conquest began, built up Lethian's crossing. Their task is not to do but return home. I barely made the long march south, so I decided to head towards the closest port, just near here, and planned to catch a boat back home. But the journey there was difficult. Brotherhood bandits ambushed us on the road. Her eyes narrow at the memory, and she rubs the left side of her abdomen. They fancied our forge implements and thought them fair payment for the use of the road. I refused, and we brained them with our hammers. She cracks her neck with a quick tilt of her head. I cracked a rib or three. Some others in the party were wounded, so resting in Southaven seemed wise. The locals were overly accommodating, and I started wondering if I'd even live through the sea voyage home, so I decided to stay and set up shop to teach here. Our temporary stay became rather permanent. This is something else. And do you know a man named Captaron? Oh, a lovesick cub if ever I seen one. He's helpful with hauling odd jobs, but enough with his endless pining. Not that he's ever experienced love, as best as I can tell. He's well past fathering age, but probably couldn't find... Keeps his affections to himself, thankfully. He's harmless and always compliant if you yell loudly enough. Oh my goodness. I kind of don't like her very much. I mean, she's a little mean. I mean, I get the whole, like, he's kind of being a bit of a nuisance, but... like, calling him spineless... well, I don't know. It depends on the situation. I don't know enough about the context, I think. I mean, he does keep to himself, so that's good. You have hair? I thought... okay. You have hair? I thought all Forgebound shaved their heads. She permits a smirk for the briefest of moments. I shaved my head for nearly every day of my life. I think I've earned a reprieve. She lightly smacks the back of an apprentice's head as he kneels to work. These idiots don't get that luxury. We have these traditions for a reason. If you waded into a forge fire all day, you'd know better than to grow a mop of wicks out of your head. I thought Jaspos was the master of napping. Jaspos? I thought officers of the court would be better informed, Fatebinder. There can be only one master of napping at a time. I'm not a corpse yet, despite the wishes of my apprentices, so the title remains with me. So what rank does Jaspos hold if he's not a master? Why are we even talking about Jaspos? The only title he's fit to wear is Master of Arrogance. He was a dutiful enough student, but I've heard the boasts he's made to my apprentices in private. He learned quickly, I'll give him that, but he was a long way off from attaining any kind of mastery. It takes at least a decade of consistently impressive work before a guild would allow the title of master to be bandied about. If I drop dead tomorrow, there are a dozen others more qualified to inherit my title. She lets out a long sigh, her eyes narrowing as her upper lip twitches. What gave you this notion that Jaspos is the master of napping? It's a detail that came up as part of the investigation of mine. I can say no more of this matter. Somebody must be informed about... If that's true, Jaspos is claiming such things. We're more at liberty... Okay. If it's true that Jaspos is claiming such things, know that it is a punishable offense in the Forge-bound Guild. When you are more at liberty to discuss what you know, please bring this to the Guild's attention. Jaspos's napping tools. Jaspos's tools? What sort of nonsense is this? Good question. I'm starting to suspect I've been duped, and I'm guessing the only tools here are yours. To commemorate my 50 years with the Guild, Zidania made me a tool set of the most exquisite craftsmanship. No doubt that's what Jaspos has in mind. After we left Lethian's Crossing, I noticed the set was incomplete. Several key hammers and chisels, one of my best loops, all missing. At the same time, I assumed the fault lay with me. The way to South Haven wasn't without its troubles, and I assumed I misplaced things during the shuffle. I never would have guessed that Jaspos would steal them from me, from his own master. If my knees were still good for sprinting, I'd chase down that ungrateful rake and pulverize the skeleton one bone at a time. Her rage seems to vanish with a shrug and a smile. I suppose making tools is what I do best. Not like I can't replace what was lost, but those tools were a gift, and not even I can fashion sentimentality out of rock. I'm not sure how exactly I can help you with the situation, Fatebinder. I misunderstood the situation. The tools are rightfully yours. Well, okay. Well, I guess we ended that. Return to Jaspos. Sadly, okay. We're not going to steal the stuff from him. We've already messed around with the Forge-bound way too much. So let's go ahead and go back to... Oh, wait. We are going to go to the Tied Together Burning Library. Phlogiston, I believe, is what we were going to look at. Let's see how much time we have left. Let's go ahead and just travel. Uno momento. Yeah, we should have more than enough time to get there. Doodly-doodly-doo. Any random encounters? Ooh, this is pretty. And also kind of haunting. Okay. This is a rather large area. Skinner. Well, let's go ahead and talk with the Scarlet Chorus buffoons. Come closer, chum. The soldier twirls his axe as he calls out to you. Let's have a good look at you. The chorus warrior scans you from head to toe, twirling his axe and puffing up his chest as he looks you over. The boss said we're only free to kill disfavored. But if you've come here for a fight, I'm sure we can oblige. What brings you to this stain of a village? Who's in charge here? That would be Crass Kalia. She's the one always looking like she's having a worse time than everyone else. Look for some bloodshiner on the rooftop. Okay, what's your role in the gang? I'm the one with the fun. Kelly makes decisions, gets to enforce them. Okay. Sage named Phoebe. You could be in luck. We captured a few that were lurking in the area, but I didn't pay any attention to their names. When you're trying to interrogate them, okay, cool. Would you learn anything from the sages? No? Okay. Speak with Kraskalia. Let's see if we can actually pick our way through some of this stuff first.
Found something.
Oh, and a secret. Let's go ahead and see what this secret reveals. Scroll, remarkable sigil of strength. Oh, lovely. Okay, cool. Let's go see what this will give us. Lovely. Let's see there's anything back here. Anything? No. Okay. Needle toe and contusion. Let's see. A tall, wiry woman peers intently at a scrap of parchment in her hand, tracing the contours of an elaborate drawing with her finger. Like tree, but prettier, she giggles approvingly at its contents, scratching the area around a noticeable dent in her forehead. As you approach, she crumples up the drawing and stuffs it in her shirt. Are you a friend? Sure, why not? She grins and nods. Good. No need to kill you then. Not in a mood for killing right now. What do you want? What happened to your forehead? She taps her forehead. A confused expression spreads across her face. She hunts around for something on her face, obviously oblivious to the inquiry. What do you mean? Did I make a mess again? She hasn't the memory of the incident. I'm just lucky to still have her. What do you do in this gang? Warrior, toughest of the crew, needle-toe husband. Callie a boss. Skinner is the little boss. Ragwork cooks, gang's family. How long have you and Needletoe been together? What you mean? Needletoe is mate for life. Is that long? Says we're together forever. Maybe someday we'll scrape, he says. Honey, don't tell everything to the stranger. He leans in to grab her arm, blushing as he does. I told her someday we'll scrape together enough rings to afford some real food for a change. Scrape? Did you mean escape? Yeah, that's what he said. She's been off since the injury. I'm lucky I still have contusion. Strangeness and all. Not going to risk that by escaping. That's nonsense. What's that parchment you were playing with? Pretty drawing. Skinner says Skinner plays with sages and said Sage so happy she gave drawing as gift. She holds out a wrinkle, a sigil of many paragraphs of scholarly exposition. Drawing looks faded. I could make a prettier copy for you. You make nice drawing for me. You produce a pen and clean parchment. As she hands you the scroll, you copy its sigil precisely, adding minor embellishments to exaggerate its features. Contusion claps excitedly as you add the flourishes. She gazes adoringly at her new gift, and you tuck the now unwanted scroll away in your sack. That's all for now. Okay, we're going to call this an end to the episode. If you've enjoyed, go ahead and hit that like button, or give me some feedback if you prefer. Of course, as always, it's great to see you all here at the Fox Den. I hope you come back next time and pull up a chair for some more tyranny. Alrighty, y'all take care now. Bye.